All right, we're here with Guy Hardaker, head women's basketball coach at Central Oklahoma, following the Broncos' 72-70 win over Fort Hays State in an MIAA game here in Edmond. Coach, wild finish there. You had a 10-point lead late and didn't score again, but you still get the win.
Yeah.
Let's just kind of talk about the game in general and also that finish.
Yeah, I was sitting here looking at the stats, and, it's a 2-point game. There's 4 points difference in the bench points. The fast break points are the same. There's 3 points different in second chance points. Points off turnovers, there's 1 different. There's the difference is we scored a few more points in the paint, and I think the difference in the game probably was the turnovers. They had a few more turnovers than we did. Once we did out rebound them, but just by a few. Shooting percentages are about the same. I felt like our 3-point percentage wasn't as good as it needed to be, but we had a lot halfway ins in the first half. There were good looks. They just didn't go down, and if we can win and Melinda have the night that she had tonight, because it's not a typical Morello night because she's usually making a lot of shots, and feel real pleased with it.
You talk about how evenly how evenly matched the game was. You're both 19-5, 10-5 in the league now, so that kind of speaks to and how tough the league is and how even the league is, where everyone's kind of beating each other here.
Yeah, his teams always remind me of my teams, Tony's teams, because they play hard. They're always in a stance. They always rebound the ball well. Typically, never have just like a superstar, just real good, solid kids. And in the first, we went into halftime, and I think he had 5 or 6 girls, and they'd all made a 3. So it wasn't like one person was making 3 or 4 of them, and they run their system. And I have a lot of respect for the way he coaches them. So good, tough kids, and that's the way it is in the MIAA. I hope we can keep it close so that we can confuse some people at the end trying to figure out who gets in, gets one of those top 4, because obviously that's what we're shooting for. Like Hayes and like Kearney, I'm sure everybody's trying to get in that top 4, but real pleased with the kids again.
Kayla?
Jonna Johnson had 3 in the first half, but 12 in the second.
Mm-hmm.
And after what I saw, after she tweaked her ankle a little bit, it seems like when she kind of went off. What do you have to say about her tonight?
I thought she was really good at times. I know she made some really big shots. She's still learning. She's young. She's a freshman. There were some shots that she probably shouldn't have pulled. I knew how many possessions I had left in that game with a 10-point lead, with 3:30 in the game. And so I already had it figured out what we need to do to close it out, and we come down and we shoot 3 quick shots. That messed up my math in a hurry, and then we threw one away, forcing it in the lane. And so I just felt like we didn't finish it very good. But I had Jonna sitting down kind of, and then you notice I put her back in right there at the end of that. And she's been a starter here lately, and sky's the limit for her. I'm hoping she'll figure it out and be one of the best to ever play here.
Now, Megan Hartness, she didn't have as much of a big offensive game, except she was attacking, penetrating.
Right.
What do you think her penetrations caused for Fort Hays' defense?
Here's the deal with Megan. She's super right-handed. All the coaches, you don't have to be very smart to figure that out. But she is so good with that right hand, it's hard to stay in front of her. And, people try to over-guard that right hand. She's going to go right, and then she'll beat you left. She only needs the dribble to do that. I was pleased with her tonight. I thought her aggressiveness toward the basket really helped us in the first half. And then there in the fourth, we couldn't get to the foul line. So I don't know what the foul count was, but they were in the double bonus, and I think they doubled us in free throw attempts. But we got to get fouled, and I probably should have maybe had Megan a little bit deeper in the game there, but it's kind of going with those starters at that point.
Your post play that was really good. Cooper, I think Smith was 4-4.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that how big of an impact was that for you since the free ball wasn't falling as you would
Man,
like?
I am so glad to see Jashawn playing better. She had that stretch there last month, and actually first of this month and into last month, and she was just struggling. People push on her the whole game, and she's not a heavy-set girl. So it wears her down. She gets tired, but she's shooting a few 10, 12-footers now. We're going to try to play to that a little bit better. But Ariane is just growing up right in front of everybody's eyes. There's no doubt about it. Everybody in the gym can see it. I see it. She played great tonight. Problem with Ari is she likes to foul, and she typically wants to stay behind, and I would prefer her to get around the post. But you know, she plays hard, plays good. She relocates really well. And to be honest, for a big girl, her feet are excellent. So really pleased with the growth of her right now.
You all pressed early, I think, early in the first quarter, and kind of went away from it. What was part of that decision?
Yeah, you know, I was afraid we were going to give up too many transition points, and it probably should have stayed with it a little bit. And I don't know if we're deep enough to press a lot. And my rule of thumb is every year I come out at the start of the season and I'm going to press and we're going to work on this and we're going to do that. And then by mid-season I'm in half-court man because I don't want to give up a layup. And we gave up a couple layups that were kind of uncharacteristic where we didn't stop the ball today. Transition D was not as good as it normally is. But I think what hurts us is we specifically have to keep a certain man with a certain man in a certain situation. And that hurts us in transition. Some people are exploiting that on us a little bit. But we got to do a better job stopping the ball and getting to the basket and eliminate those. But yeah, the press question is, I'm probably not going to press a lot. So just, you know, kind of when needed. I felt like, you know, when I press, it's kind of for a momentum deal. And I think I want to adjust the officials to, you know, it's kind of for the officials. For me, I want to, oh, wait a minute, they're in the game. You know, and they got to pick up their game as well. And so sometimes you gotta. I do it for those reasons.
There was that review for the. What was that review about?
Yeah, there was a girl that there was a collision between. I think it was Melinda. I don't know. I haven't seen it because I asked Melinda and she thought it was her, and one of their girls. And coach felt like it was like an intentional collision trip, or I don't know for sure. I didn't talk to him about that, but. So that's what was reviewable. Okay. And according to the officials, it was just inconclusive. They really couldn't tell one way or the other, or if it was just a basketball play and it occurred. So that was kind of what the controversy was.
And you all spread the ball around well, especially in the fourth. You had a lot of people in double figures. Was that just because Melinda was having a rough game? Or?
Yeah, she struggled today. You know, she's as good a point guard that has ever played here, without a doubt. I think she's one of the best in the league. But today she was just a little short on every shot. But I didn't see her miss one left or right. And that's a good sign. I mean, it's probably fatigue late in the season. She's playing 30 minutes a game. I'm sure that, you know, one day rest in between, which we practiced hard yesterday to get ready for them. But the whole deal is with the shot clock, you can pass up an open shot. So a lot of times I'm good with somebody pulling one that is uncontested. And I have the utmost confidence in all those girls. That's the reason, like, Jonna Johnson led us in scoring today, and she came off the bench, right? And it's okay with me. I don't care who gets the points. You know, I don't care who gets the credit. We just want to get the W.
Finally, what do you have to improve on moving forward?
Well, I think just like in this game, if I was just taking notes off this game, we got to do a better job of covering and not fouling. We put them on the foul line a lot. We've got to stop the basketball in transition, and we got to find the basket. What happens is a lot of times if it's a big team like that and Lenny has to guard the point, Melinda, I'm sorry, then she's back. It makes it hard for us to transition up on them. Where if Lenny's guarding a 2 that's about her size and she can be back, we can match up with anybody. So that bothers us just a little bit. So we got to improve on that. Maybe should just trust her that, hey, she's going to fight them and get around them if she gets stuck on the post regardless. I think she did. You know, she had another collision with one of the very good post players down there. So, but we got to improve on those things. And, you know, some nights we're going to shoot it good and some nights we're not. But for the most part, we're going to guard pretty hard.
Good. All right, thanks, Coach. Central Oklahoma back in action on the road next week with Kearney and Hayes again, and then back at home for the final 2 games of the regular season, February 22nd and February 24th. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Chris.